She might be up front.
I see her.
Okay.
Hanging a picture. Thank you.
Thank you. And Emerson, throw me on the floor too. That is dirty.
That was us last year. Because that was us last year. I felt bad for Kevin. Stephanie and they were just kind of thrown into it. And it's crazy. Yeah.
yeah.
See, and I've got.
Okay.
So I guess I can talk to you guys for a little bit and let you know what's going on. I know you can't see my face because the camera's on a really high camera right now. But it's been a really busy week for all the wheelchair girls. They went through 3 days, 2.5 days of judging
I want to
and all that
thank
stuff.
you
What
for
about
being
you?
here tonight, to let you know that it has been an honor always to work with these amazing advocates. And tonight is what I consider the meat and potatoes of the whole week. Because these women are going to speak from their heart about what's important to them and their platform. And it's very moving. So I want you to really enjoy and listen to what they have to say. I'd like to introduce our MC for the evening, Heather Taylor from Wood. Oh, Heather Walker from Wood TPA.
Well, I'm glad someone messed up before me, so the pressure's off. Well, good evening. Thank you all for coming out tonight. I'm so honored to be here. This is my first ever pageant, so I am excited. And could we just take a moment before we get started tonight? Just silence your phones, would you, for me? These women have worked so hard on these speeches, and we really want to make sure that we can enjoy them tonight and hear everything that they are saying. Thank you. All right, well, it is the speech night of Miss Wheelchair America 2017, and we are here because they have been, the movement, the pageant, has been empowering, cultivating the elite advocates with disabilities. This evening gives us a glimpse into the lives of the incredible state title holders who represent more than 56 million Americans with disabilities. And the 26 women who are with us tonight, you'll hear from them. They've traveled from across the country to be here tonight and share with you their stories, telling us about their platforms, the cause they hold near and dear to their hearts, what they are most passionate about regarding the disability community. They will tell us how they intend to share this message, if chosen, to be Miss Wheelchair America 2017. This evening's speeches are both judged and timed by our esteemed judges. Thank you all for coming and being with us tonight. They're charged with the task of critiquing our title holders' ability to convey their message and deliver it with poise, poignant, and powerful delivery. Tonight, of course, is sure to be inspiring and enlightening, and I know these ladies are ready to get up here, but before we begin, we're going to start with some music, and then we'll get into our speeches. You can be amazing, you can turn a phrase into a weapon for the gun. You can be the outcast, you be the fast match in somebody's family. Or you can start speaking the end of the evening, make sure that you also have your ballot to make sure that you are voting for your favorite speech. Take notes along the way, whatever you need to do to remember who you want to vote for. Now, we've asked each of the ladies tonight to bring a companion, a friend, or volunteer with them on stage tonight. These ladies have a lot of people who support them. So we want to give each of them an opportunity to introduce a small piece of that support system. I'm told that these speeches may hit you in the heart a little bit, so if you need Kleenex, I'm told that we do have some for sale outside. The platform speeches will go in reverse alphabetical order, starting with Miss Wheelchair Wisconsin, Carol Abraham. Carol hails from Twin Lakes, Wisconsin, and describes herself as ambitious, compassionate, and resourceful. Welcome, Carol.
Hello, I would like to introduce you to my husband, Tim. We have been married for 25 years, and he is my soulmate and my love. And this week, I've never gotten through it without his support. Good evening. With more than 56 million Americans living with a disability, the vast and growing disability community is the largest minority group within this country. Uniquely, it is the one minority group in which anyone at any time can become a member. Sadly, though, despite its numbers, people with disabilities have never achieved the loud voice or the level of political influence which we deserve. I truly believe that people with disabilities need to be empowered to speak up and to advocate for their rights. We need to tell our stories and let our voices be heard within the communities in which we live, by our elected officials, by the news media, as well as across the internet. By telling our stories, we can increase awareness, advocate, and educate. By uniting and speaking up, the diverse and growing disability community can create a stronger voice. And while working together, we can break down the barriers that continue to exist within our society so that we can help facilitate the change necessary so that we can achieve the access, the civil rights, the equality that we truly deserve as American citizens, which will enable our full and active participation in society. It's time for us to unite and speak up, to raise awareness, educate, and advocate. Together, we are stronger, and together, we can make a difference. Thank you.
The judges are telling me. That's a great speech by Carol. I think she made some really great points there. All right, next we have Miss Wheelchair Washington, Nicole Martinez. Nicole hails from Woodinville, am I saying that right? Woodinville, Washington, and describes herself as ambitious, confident, and unstoppable. I like all those things. Go ahead.
I'd like to introduce my husband, Victor. We have been together since high school, and we will have been married for 8 years this next week. And I just want to say thank you so much entire life. I was born with spina bifida, and so growing up, life threw all kinds of barriers at me, but I did not let that stop me from living the way that I needed to live in order to be able to show everyone else that they can too, despite any circumstance. As an adult, I have chosen to help others by educating the able-bodied world as well as those with disabilities so that we can work together to provide better transportation for everyone. Currently, I work for Alaska Airlines and I am a reservations agent. I have noticed that there is a serious problem when it comes to air travel. As most of us actually experienced this week, there were problems getting even here. Airlines don't seem to care that our wheelchairs, our crutches, are our legs, and we need them to be able to be out in the community and helping others. It's my goal, if I'm chosen as Miss Wheelchair America, to be able to talk to all of the airlines and to teach them that they need to actually improve their behavior and to treat us all equally because we deserve that right. Thank you.
Well, I feel like I'm more nervous than they are. And I don't even have to memorize something, I just have to read off the paper. So you guys are doing great. Next we have Miss Wheelchair Virginia, Laura Tolwin. Laura hails from Blacksburg, Virginia, and describes herself as friendly and an apt learner and observant.
My platform was used as education and employment to enable underrepresented minorities to adapt and thrive in a rapidly changing world. Technology, not science, will be people with disabilities salvation. The use of bionic hands to sign, to apply makeup, and control things remotely is common today. We must educate ourselves and benefit from the tools that are on the marketplace in order to adapt to our disabilities. I believe in advocacy and will do every part to ensure that others like me are aware of what is out there in terms of adaptive technologies, opportunities, and inclusion in society. In order to do that, we must stay at the forefront of technology if we want to have the same opportunities as able-bodied people. That is the essence of adapt or perish. If we do not adapt, what will happen? I feel it is my life's purpose to help facilitate the transition of people's perspective of deaf people not as disabled but as bilingual peoples. The next step is acceptance of all different people, which will increase hiring of this minority group. My proposal is to educate all people using available technologies that can and will help them. People with disabilities can and will remain relevant in modern times. It gives us a purpose in life when we are going to school, working, or parenting. Despite the fact that my hands shake, I am still making plans for the future, such as trying out adaptive skiing at Winter Windy Sports, obtaining my master's in disability studies at City University of New York, and getting a master's in international development from Gallaudet University. There is a time in the near future when universal healthcare will enable people with disabilities the freedom to fully disclose their differences. As a result, employment and education access will no longer be a barrier.
All right, up next we have Miss Wheelchair Utah, Eliza McIntosh. Eliza hails from Salt Lake City, Utah, and describes herself as stubbornly cheerful, compatible, and adaptive. Stubbornly cheerful. All right, that's a good thing. Welcome.
This is my mother, Marcy. She is my best friend and my friend. She is the reason that I'm able to do all the things that I do. Thank you. I was born a celebrity. Everybody notices me the second I walk into the room, and people remember me years later. That's power. Superhero power. And I'm using it. I can use it for whatever I want, because where there's a wheel, there's a way. What are superheroes? They're men and women who use their extraordinary abilities to change the world for the better. Your wheels are your superpower. Your wheels give you attention, and that makes you impactful. People remember you. Your wheels give you away. I identified 3 things that made it so that I could be successful. 1, identify. 2, invite. And 3, ignite. 1, identify. Identify your passion, what you really care about. I read about a man who broke the world record in his wheelchair. I thought, I could do that. What was the point? To highlight the incredible abilities of people in wheelchairs. This was for all of us. We're a sisterhood. We're a team. There are no I's in team, but there are a lot of I's in what you can do for your team. Second, identify. Second, invite. Invite your community to join behind you. I invited everybody I knew. I reached out to a public relations specialist who helped me organize an awareness day. I invited everyone I knew, local politicians, my neighbors, and the media. They came to watch me use my superpowers. They were excited to be invited. They wanted to be involved. And that was amazing to see. What I didn't realize was how it would affect them. Let's be superheroes. Let's use our wheels and our superpower to identify, invite, and ignite.
Superheroes, I like that. Well, up next we have Miss Wheelchair Texas, Sandy Spoonmore. Sandy hails from Plano, Texas, and describes herself as persistent, joyful, and full of faith. Welcome.
Good evening. I'd like to introduce to you my boyfriend, Steve. He is an amazing friend, an amazing chef, amazing. He's my harbor guide, but most of all, he supports me in all my goals. He even has gone to Miss Wheelchair Texas pageant as well as going all the way from Texas here. Not many guys will go to a pageant for a girl. So, thank you, sweetie. I appreciate it so much. Define gravity. Gravity is a force that holds the human body down. To defy is to challenge someone to do something impossible. Good evening. I am from the great state of Texas. I am 51 years old and have used a wheelchair my entire life. I have had victories and successes of my life by defying the odds and working through the challenges and limitations of my severe disability. I graduated from Baylor University. I've worked for Fortune 500 companies. I've traveled all over the world to 3 different continents, skied and volunteered at 2 Paralympic Games. For the past 16 years, I have owned my own business as a sales director with Mary Kay Possibilities. I have mentored, coached, and helped women be all that they can be. As your Miss Wheelchair America, my platform is quite simple. It is to share with this great country that people with disabilities have value and a purpose, that they can be a shining light for all to see. I have chosen to defy gravity and have lived an amazing life. My encouragement to each of you, our country, and the world is to make the same choice. Defy gravity. Thank you.
Sandy, it's quite the cheer section here. You guys got signs and everything. Very clear. All right, well, up next we have Miss Wheelchair Tennessee, Carly Pearson. Carly hails from Knoxville, Tennessee, and describes herself as athletic, passionate, and outgoing. Hello. Tonight I have with me a surprise guest. This is Bliss. I'm going to start crying. She is a great friend, and her husband Jeremy, and they are the state coordinators for the Tennessee, Miss Wheelchair Tennessee, and they surprised me because my family wasn't able to be here, so they flew up, and it was awesome. Thank you so much. August 17th, 2002, 2:30 p.m. The moment my life changed forever. I was working in Oregon as a wildland firefighter when I fell down a ravine into a river, becoming instantly paralyzed and nearly drowning. In that moment, time froze, and I knew nothing would ever be the same. Before my injury, life revolved around physical activity, not only in my career, but also in sports and outdoors. Okay. After I was injured, I remember laying in the bed and thinking, this can't be it. I couldn't move anything. And I lay there thinking, there's got to be more. And that more came from a mono ski and an instructor named G. And rather than being confined like a bird in a cage, I was able to have wings. My passion is to help others find their wings through adaptive sports and recreation. The freedom one feels when climbing a rock wall, or snow skiing down a mountain is indescribable. In order to have this freedom and to know what it feels like, we must step outside our comfort zone, be willing to accept assistance, and try something new. I would like to raise awareness and create opportunities for adaptive sports and recreation in urban and rural areas. By encouraging a collaborative effort among agencies, we could get equipment and resources that can be life-saving. Through adaptive sports and recreation, it is possible to achieve the impossible. We can all reach for the champion within, becoming limitless. Thank you. All right, up next we have Miss Wheelchair South Dakota, Christy Eisenbrough. Christy hails from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and describes herself as independent, determined, and compassionate.
I have with me my service dog Huxley and my mom Sandy. So thank you both for everything you've done for me this week. People with disabilities are among a large, untapped demographic in the business community. There is great economic power among individuals with disabilities. When businesses accommodate our needs, we become very loyal and grateful customers, and we tell our friends. There are simple steps businesses can take to improve accessibility for people with mobility needs, incorporating concepts of universal design to guarantee that individuals are served by all businesses. I believe that professionals and business communities need cash, common access solutions to help all to be successful. Through networking, advocacy, trainings, and other opportunities, I have worked extensively throughout South Dakota to improve accessibility in rest areas, rest stops, and other businesses. My solutions are simple, cost-effective, and universal to all. The installation of a doorbell when an automatic door opener is unavailable is a simple remedy. What common access solutions to help all are available to people who drive? Through my travels as Miss Wheelchair South Dakota, I have come across Fuel Call. Fuel Call is an oversized button at the fuel pump that an individual can press and someone will come out and fill their gas tank. As Miss Wheelchair America, I plan to travel across the country helping businesses improve their cash flow. Cha-ching!
Cha-ching, I just want to keep saying that. Cha-ching. Up next, we have Miss Wheelchair South Carolina, Veronica Banks. Dearborn, South Carolina. I hope I'm saying that right. And describes herself as compassionate, devoted, and optimistic.
Good evening, everyone. I would like to introduce you to my daily inspiration, my grandmother. I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. As I reflect on all the women with disabilities and my personal experience having osteogenesis imperfecta, which makes me break bones very frequently, I often correlate us to the story, the little engine that could. We're like all the different types of dogs, just trying to make it over the mountain. And for people with disabilities, our mountain is our self-passion. We are so passionate about everything that we do. We encourage the world, and with assistive technology, we're able to conquer all of our dreams and all of our goals. At home, with assistive technology, we are able to use ebooks, which allows us to read and study without having to carry heavy books to our classes. And with the Dragon Naturally Speaking software, we're able to speak without having to write or type all of our assignments. And for living independently, we're able to have smart refrigerators that allows us to monitor our usage and it even delivers our groceries to our homes. And for our careers, we're able to drive with the modified vehicles for all women with disabilities. Judy Herman once said, "For most of us, technology is easy, but for a woman with disability, it makes things possible." We now can go from "I think I can" to "I know I could."
Okay, I'm trying my best at pronunciation, so. Up next, we have Miss Wheelchair Pennsylvania, Danielle Stevens Orsborn. Danielle hails from Outsdale, Pennsylvania, and describes herself as empathetic, strong, and bold. Welcome.
Good evening, everybody. Tonight with me is my best friend and my aide for the last 16, 17 years now. My name's Amanda Grove. Amanda, I just want to thank you so much for being by my side ever since I was little, for everything I faced in school and everything we've been through as adults. I just want to tell you I love you and thank you so much for being here. inside here, in this place right now, I am safe and I am loved and I'm even respected. I'm told I'm smart. I'm told I'm beautiful. We're told we're educated and amazing women. But out there in the general public, that's not generally how we are seen. We are thought to be less than human, having lower IQs, not being able to live and thrive and love in this world. People don't ask me where I went to school, or if I have children, or if I'm married, which I am married. I have children. I went to college. I know we're not in the days of ancient Roman Greece, where they used to take ill-born children and leave them on the hillsides to be left for dead. I know we're not there anymore, because they felt that they couldn't contribute anything to themselves or families or to the society. What I'm saying is we need to move more. We need to move more values. Yes, we've come a long way, but we have so much further we can go. My platform as Miss Wheelchair Pennsylvania and hopefully Miss Wheelchair America is Do You See Me? I plan on opening a line of communication between the general public and people with disabilities to start showing that we're living and loving and thriving in this world and that we're successful and we contribute to this society and we are amazing, beautiful, strong people. With that being said, do you see me now?
All right, up next we have Miss Wheelchair Oklahoma, Kayla Fry. All right, Kayla hails from Tulsa, Oklahoma. She describes herself as bright, self-motivated, and energetic. But I can see your energetic smile from here. Welcome to the stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is my husband, Chuck Fry. I couldn't be the woman that I am without him. I couldn't be as successful as I am without him by my side. And I can demonstrate this in one very short and quick story. Every other week when I fly across the country to facilitate my professional job, this man takes me to the airport, and just before we get to the TSA, he takes my face in his hands, and he kisses my forehead, and he says, "Now, go bless people." I want to thank him for everything that he does every single day. To whom much is given, there is much required. This comes all the way back to the book of Luke, more recently quoted by John F. Kennedy. By all the way to Spider-Man. My personal favorite. After 5 unsuccessful surgeries to correct the pain in my feet, I found my new normal in the wheelchair. Going back to work, however, not being able to find what I needed to make me to make that happen successfully was excruciating. So my husband and I set forth on inventing the very first wheelchair luggage rack. There were other obstacles that I encountered along the way. Ramps I couldn't get up. There were stores I couldn't navigate. And I found restrooms logoed with a wheelchair that I couldn't get into. That's why my platform is on innovation, invention, and wheelchair accessibility for all. I
I know that we've come a long way in America, but I also know that we can do much, much, much better. Along the way in my journey finding a wheelchair luggage rack, I found much, much, much more. I found the love of 25 of the most amazing women I've ever met in my life. I found Dr. Colville Temple, and I want to thank her. Without her, she's helped me be very, very successful. And this wheelchair organization serves as a catalyst to be able to bring my platform to all of the walking public, to the House and Senate floor, and to the executive office, and that's my goal. And this wheelchair organization, I need to thank them for letting me be a part of this. It's changed my life forever. Thank you.
You know, I want to tell you, 2 minutes doesn't seem like a long time, but it is a long time. Most of our news stories are only a minute 15 or a minute 30, and we don't have to memorize them. We just have to voice half of them and say a couple lines at the beginning and say a line at the end and remember your name, and that's it. So, great job to all these ladies. But we are not done yet. Up next, we have Miss Wheelchair North Carolina, Madeline Delp. Madeline hails from Asheville, North Carolina, and describes herself as optimistic, motivated, and adventurous. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. So today, I'm here with my mama, my hero. So, basically, my whole life, she's been a single mom, and it's just been the two of us. And so when I was injured, it was just us girls taking on the world, and during my hardest days, I remember her saying, just give me one more down, baby girl. Just give me one more down. And so every day we would just keep fighting and just keep moving on until I eventually was able to get to the point that I am. So thank you. All right, so one of my favorite quotes is by C.S. Lewis, and he said, hardships often prepare ordinary people for an extraordinary destiny. Now, at 10 years old, my hardship of a new spinal cord injury seemed like anything but extraordinary. In fact, the main thing that I seemed to feel was bound. Bound to a wheelchair, bound to new limitations, bound to doctors and conditions. And it didn't take long before eventually I was doubting and limiting myself. And eventually, my mental blocks about what I could and could not do were becoming more of a disability than my injury ever was. And that realization is what fuels my passion to be Miss Wheelchair America. So I can encourage people to instead live boundless. And that means to live a life of pushing the boundaries, of reaching for your fullest potential, and having the confidence to accomplish anything you set your mind to, regardless of your physical circumstance. Now, as I travel throughout all 50 states, if I become Miss Wheelchair America, I plan to encourage people to shed the insecurities and doubts and fears that you build about yourself and replace those with a positive attitude, gratitude for your life, and the determination to fight through any challenge or obstacle that comes your way. Now, one of the ways that I want to do this through my reign is through a 24-part Live Boundless video series that encourages wheelchairs in how to truly live a balanced life, how to take care of your body, have a healthy body, get rid of the emotional and mental balance of how to adapt to life daily in a wheelchair, and how to push yourself to achieve your dreams. Now, I plan to partner with several disability organizations across the USA in order to promote and fund the series. I want to work with the Department of Education and disability offices nationwide in order to encourage students with disabilities. Also, being a Spanish major, I will translate the entire series into Spanish as well. So with Miss Wheelchair America, I want to encourage people that no disability can stop you from living an extraordinary and boundless life. Thank you.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling inspired by every one of these. I feel like I need to go do something after this. Well, up next, we have Miss Wheelchair New York, Jessica De La Rosa. Jessica hails from New York, and describes herself as loving, spiritual, and determined. Oh, and she brought a friend too with her. Two friends. Look at that. A four-legged friend and two-legged friend. Welcome to the stage.
So, I came here by myself, but everybody along that wall who is now in their spaces, and my wonderful cat, Miss Wheelchair America's daughter, she's given me such great support since I can hear my fellow Hoosian sister, and of course my wonderful baby girl here, Maya. And thank you guys. Okay, hello and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Most people see disability one way, and I see it another. Sometimes something so simple at first glance, when one thinks beyond what they can see, is something so much more than what meets the eye. This year at the Democratic National Convention, Hillary Clinton spoke of a young child with a disability who sat on her porch, yearning to go to school, but she couldn't because of access needs. She also said that she wants a country where children can dream and their dreams are within reach. This has been my goal throughout my reign, to make children with disabilities' dreams be within reach. Sorry. To be within reach. To be within reach, I speak with those who play a role in their educational development, to let them know that it is okay for them to play at recess, to go on field trips, to have their APA accommodations met, and that being physically present in the classroom isn't enough. 26 years after the Americans with Disabilities Act, we need to see children more equally included starting in the schools. So that way they can develop social skills and they can develop learning skills. So that way they can achieve in higher academia and become executives and advocates like all of us, and doctors and lawyers. This year also at the Democratic Convention, my friend Anastasia Somoza spoke, and that was definitely a dream within reach. She had a wonderful support system behind her, and that included her mother, the Board of Education, and she went to Georgetown, and that got her on the stage, speaking in front of millions, representing people with disabilities. If I'm chosen as Miss Wheelchair America, I will continue to work with schools and help them to see that if they give all children with disabilities equal access, they can be on that stage, or this stage, or any stage, and succeed just as they deserve. Thank you.
Up next, we have Miss Wheelchair, Mississippi, Lisa Ann Red.
me this entire week, and I can't thank them enough for coming on this little trip with me through this journey. Thank you. Outdoor play is very vital for children's learning. They learn to explore their environment. They navigate new relationships. They develop muscle strength. And most importantly, it helps improve self-confidence. However, children with physical limitations in schools don't have that opportunity to play on playgrounds. They sit on the sidelines and watch their peers play. I myself, growing up, did that. That was the only time I wished I could walk was when I could go play with my friends on the playground. And now, as a professional educator of children with special needs, I have students in my own classroom that are experiencing the same thing. Accessibility to the playground does not mean just physical access to it. It means being able to use the equipment just like their peers would be able to. So my platform is to make playgrounds, especially school playgrounds, more accessible, because every child deserves to play on a playground. So as Miss Wheelchair America, I would continue with the awareness of the problem around the state. And I would continue working with organizations, communities, local and state officials to get grants, fundraising, donations, so that every playground can have adaptive equipment. Thank you.
Up next, we have Miss Wheelchair Minnesota, Lauren Thompson. Laura hails from Chaplin, Minnesota, and describes herself as smart, witty, and compassionate. Welcome.
Want to thank my PC Lori for coming with me because she's the reason why I have to come here. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I want everyone to take a moment and think about everything you did today. Every movement, every sneeze, every bathroom break. Now try to imagine what it would be like to have to rely on other people in order to do all these things. This is what it's like for us in the disability community. Our healthcare can go beyond the hospital. That's why my platform is improving the patient experience for people with disabilities. In my work, this has meant two things. Number one, increasing disability awareness in general and specifically within the healthcare system. Helping people to see the value in providing quality healthcare and healthcare funding to our community. And number two, making sure that extra steps are taken beyond medical care to bring some peace and happiness to us as we cope with being patients. I do this work in the hope that when we tell our doctor our medical history, he'll know how to treat us. Or so that we don't have to wait for the specific care that we need. Or so that we don't have to sacrifice getting care at all. So that we don't just survive our disability, we thrive because we can. And I'd be honored to continue doing this work as Miss Wheelchair America. Thank you very much.
have Miss Wheelchair Michigan. Oh, let's hear it from Michigan. We're in Michigan. Jane hails from Ludington, Michigan, and describes herself as resilient, determined, and compassionate. And another little pup. This one's got a tutu. Welcome.
Good evening. I am incredibly blessed because I have the most amazing support system in the entire world, many of whom are in the audience tonight. But I'd like to take a moment to introduce you to two members of that support system. First, my best friend, my hero, my mom, Dixie Spore. And on my lap, my comfort companion, my therapy dog, Roxy. Disability advocate Christopher Reed said, "Once you choose hope, anything is possible." My journey to the Miss Wheelchair America pageant began with hope. When I first registered to participate in the Miss Wheelchair Michigan pageant last year, I was forced to withdraw due to some health issues. However, I competed and won the state title this year because I choose hope. My desire is to become Miss Wheelchair America 2017, to share my platform, to empower others to persevere with hope through life's challenges. My platform is personal, not only because hope has brought me through many challenges, including health issues, but also because it has brought me to this stage tonight. When I was born, the doctor did not give my parents much hope. He said that I would never accomplish many things, including graduate from high school or college, learn to drive, or live independently. However, I've been able to accomplish all of those things and many others, despite having 29 surgeries and spending many months on bed rest throughout my life, because I choose hope. My platform is also universal. Whether or not you currently live with a disability, adversity is part of the human experience. People with disabilities comprise the world's largest minority to which anyone can join at any time. We cannot choose our circumstances in life. However, we can choose how we respond to them. By choosing hope, we increase our chances for success by reinforcing the belief that life will improve. My passion is to be the voice of hope. I will continue to share my story to illustrate how hope has enabled me to live a successful life. I will teach others how to use hope to persevere in the face of adversity. I will encourage hope by working diligently to make society more accessible for all of us, by reducing the prevalence of stereotypes, stigmas, and misconceptions, and increasing the availability of therapies, services, and equipment necessary for life. Choose hope, and let's change the world together. Thank you.
I don't know how these judges are doing it. I couldn't say. Yeah, see? We have to, it's difficult. It's hard. It's a hard decision. All right. Up next, we have Miss Wheelchair Maryland, Nadia Ibrahim. Nadia hails from Rockville, Maryland, and describes herself as driven, passionate, and steadfast. Welcome.
Good evening, everyone. Try not to knock over the microphone. I'd like to introduce Alexei Gibney. She is my personal assistant friend. And transportation is more than just a ride. It enables us to earn a living, build relationships, and be involved in our communities. But accessing accessible and reliable transportation is very difficult. I frequently experience outages and delays, as well as lack of service coverage, which impedes my ability to get around. But my interest in transit issues goes beyond personal experience. As a senior policy advisor and advocate at the national, state, and local level, I've come to learn that the struggle for transportation equality requires collaboration and understanding. For example, in the DC area, I've been working with disability advocates and decision makers to ensure that our voice is heard. It's important that emerging technologies such as Uber and Lyft and autonomous vehicles are fully accessible, and that we have the necessary comprehensive data to understand transportation usage of people with disabilities. Armed with this data, we can empower policymakers and transit authorities to make better decisions that improve existing services as well as expand collaboration across jurisdictions. I imagine a future where we have the same transportation options as people without disabilities. I ask that you join me in this vision. Thank you.
All right, up next we have Miss Wheelchair Louisiana, Crystal Thibodeau. Crystal hails from Lafayette, Louisiana, and describes herself as funny, lovable, and sweet. Welcome. Welcome to Michigan. Not best food like Louisiana, but it's still a great place.
And I would just like to thank her for taking her time and bringing me here because my mom couldn't be here. Thank you. From my perspective, people sometimes refuse to see and realize that we in the disabled community deserve love, just like the people who are walking. We don't only need to be loved by God, our families, and close friends, but from a female on the in the image we were formed. As you also seen, my platform is guys accepting girls in, in wheelchairs because I feel that everyone needs to be loved and my goal as Miss Wheelchair America is to advocate across the world and spread love between females and males. Thank you.
Next, we have Miss Wheelchair Kentucky, Alina Chesser. Alina hails from Radcliffe, Kentucky, and describes herself as friendly, outgoing, and organized. Maybe you can come over and do some organizing at my house, because God knows I am not organized.
How we all go OCD.
All right, welcome.
So I'm going to introduce you actually to two people tonight. My life has been so difficult. First off, my mother, who's actually sitting out in the audience. She's quite amazing. She's reached out to everybody to try to help them any way she could. She's always been my number one supporter, told me there was nothing that was going to hold me back. Even when doctors called me medically fragile and told me that I needed to be in a nursing home. And beside me, I have Jerry Weekly, who is not only my significant other, he's also my guardian angel. He stood next to me when I had a brain tumor, had to have it removed, and he stood next to me through this summer 43. So I'm so glad to have both of them in my life. Well, now that I'm crying, let's see if I can get to my platform. So my platform, as many of you know, because I've been talking about it all week, is accessibility, acceptance, and advocating. And I go on to further that by saying accessibility, yes, it's into facilities, but it's also into the community, to do events, to be part of everyone else, to celebrate even the 4th of July. There's some places aren't accessible. They don't have the buses to take you to these community events. The next part I want to talk about is acceptance. And that is finding a way into the hearts and minds of everyone. Not just those in wheelchairs, not just those that are able-bodied, but those who have chronic illness. The elderly even get left out at times. And I just want to further that to show them that nothing can hold us back. Our wheelchairs sure don't. And finally, advocating. That's a way to change the world. As I look out among this crowd, every woman that has been here deserves to be here. They have all advocated in their communities. They have spread it throughout their state. And I want to be part of that as well. I want to continue to help them in the way I can. And that's why I developed this platform, because it is inclusive of everyone in every situation. last year, as I have been in Wheelchair Kentucky, I included taking the runner-up, the Lifetime Achievement Award, and even those that will be future competitors of Miss Wheelchair Kentucky to events with me. Because it really is about inclusion and about getting further with who you are and who you want to be. And that's why I chose the 3 big A's as my goal. Thank you so much.
All right, up next we have Miss Wheelchair Kansas, Tiffany Walter. Tiffany Walter Kansas and describes herself as determined, dedicated, and an overcomer. Welcome.
Want to thank my mom for being here with me, for letting me this far with other students. So thankful and grateful for her support. Tiffany Walter takes away the pain was the headline of an article written by a hometown newspaper shortly after I walked across the stage to see my award. It truly was a leap of faith in more ways than one. Because first, it was a test of whether or not my determination and dedication would pay off. And more importantly, it caused me to realize just how much I needed to depend on the Lord Jesus to give me the strength to follow through with my goals. That brings me to what I like to call the 3 keys to accomplishing goals. They are determination, dedication, and motivation. Determination, dedication, and follow. Setting a goal and making a plan to do whatever it takes to achieve that goal. On the other hand, motivation is the key that helps us follow through with those plans. My ultimate motivation comes from Philippians 4:13, which says, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. I am confident I will not be the person I am today if mountains of obstacles had come my way. Several of which have been overcome, just so I can be here with you today. As a result, I can say with even greater confidence, never give up, there's always a way. In conclusion, if I'm chosen as Miss Wheelchair America, I want to continue to lead by example and demonstrate to people from all walks of life that they, even as small as a mustard seed, can move mountains. Thank you.
Next we have Miss Wheelchair Iowa, Patricia Duff. Patricia hails from Des Moines, Iowa, and describes herself as strong-willed, courageous, and warm-hearted. Welcome.
I would like to introduce my daughter, Kylina. She has been here all week with me and been a big help. Thank you, I love you. that is dear to my heart because I wasn't supposed to be able to have children, and I have 3 biological, 1 stepdaughter, and I also have a foster daughter, which is the reason for my platform. My platform is foster parenting with having a disability. Parenthood knows no disability. I currently have a 7-month-old foster daughter, and I've had her since she was 4 days old. And I believe that if you have a disability, you still can be any kind of parent, not just a foster parent. I do also believe that there's not enough foster parents, especially for those that are disabled. And the state of Iowa takes 6th in the ranking for the most foster children, and there's 450,000 foster children in the United States. And a lot of those end up maxing out of the system because they don't get to be in forever families, or nobody wants to be a foster parent. And most of the time, children with disabilities, it could be physical, it could be mental, because you don't always see a disability. They are the ones that get put in hospitals or institutions, and nobody wants to take that time. Every child deserves to be loved by everybody. And a child is only going to know what they learn from others, and if they don't get the love and care from others, then they're not going to be able to become what they want to be because they'll be afraid to. And foster parenting is a way to, in a sense, give back. And I plan on, when I get done with my race in Middleshire, I will be becoming a emergency foster parent to kids with disabilities. Thank you, and have a good evening.
Next we have Miss Wheelchair, Indiana, Erin Walker. Erin hails from Indianapolis, Indiana, and describes herself as humorous, empathetic, and open-minded. And I heard you had everyone roaring with laughter. Was it yesterday when you were telling some jokes? Oh, maybe. Welcome to the stage.
Thank you. I would like to introduce my mom, Dean. She's been my coach and my cheerleader throughout this entire process and throughout my life. And I thank you. If you can't teach me, don't criticize me. Sonia Carson, the mother of presidential candidate and neurosurgeon Ben Carson, used to tell this to her sons often when they would criticize her for not knowing something that they expected her to. And see, this quote epitomizes for me, right, the disconnect within our disability community as well as the able-bodied world. And with misunderstandings and misconceptions, I feel that there's a need to educate in order to strengthen this connection. There are 2 instructional strategies, right, for the information process, transfer process that come to mind: bridging and hugging. Bridging consists of giving information and having the person literally build a bridge to connection for understanding. Hugging, on the other hand, is more involved. It takes an active role to where you explicitly and closely show as well as lead to that understanding. So essentially, they just need more guidance to reach that understanding. So how do we do it? We teach. We talk and open the dialogue with both communities. We empathize, and we meet people where they're at. We address the needs that we need. And we change what needs to be changed, what isn't working. And we make it happen through the courage to confront the disconnect and the consideration of all in both communities to help reach that understanding. So whether it's by subtle impact of running into a desk in a classroom, or by changing colleagues' perception of limitations by leadership, we have to have the drive and the determination to have that courage to get people to the next step. So, the Miss Wheelchair America stage gives us that opportunity to take us beyond our classroom and into the world. We just have to possess the courage and the consideration to hug. Thank you.
Next we have Miss Wheelchair Florida, Heather Taylor. Heather hails from South Daytona, Florida, and describes herself as optimistic, resilient, and most important to her, Christian. Welcome.
Good evening. I have the joy of being able to introduce you to my family. This is Randall Taylor. Oh, where's the tissues? Okay. This is Randall Taylor. This is my husband. And this is my beautiful daughter, Grace. And this is Belva. And Randall, to say he is a godly husband is an understatement. He recently decided to go on a advocacy tour with me across the state of Florida with Grace, and we were all in a Cessna 172. And he co-piloted with me the way throughout Florida. And then pushed my wheelchair every bit of that way in a manual chair in the hot Florida sun. Then he comes up here, and he goes through the entire week doing ballroom dancing and all kinds of stuff with me. So he's an incredible man. And little Gracie, she gives me the strength for every day. So I love you. You can say this with me if you know it. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a hope and a future. How true are those words? I wish I had known them at the age of 4, but I was too busy going in my front yard, playing with my sister on our power wheel. We were out there on the swing set in the swimming pool. And to the community, we looked like the picture-perfect family. People didn't see that at nighttime after my dad had consumed about a 12-pack. We started to hear the screams, the cries, the thrashing of my mom against the walls of the home. We woke up the next morning with her having a black eye as she took us to school. At the age of 6, I watched as my mom was loaded onto a helicopter and my dad on an ambulance after he attempted to commit what is known as familicide. That means in the act of suicide, he tried to kill our entire family. My mom saved me and my sisters from the fate of that day. And God had a hope, a future, and a plan for my life. I did not know what yet it would be. The community came and helped. They pitched in big time. My family gave me the discipline. And I walked across the stage of the University of Florida and obtained an honors degree in psychology. I also walked across that stage as a survivor of sexual assault during college. A survivor, not a victim. When I had the joy of becoming pregnant, doctors told me I had a condition called dysautonomia or postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, But just like everything else in life, God had a purpose, a plan, and it is a perfect opportunity to shine. Whatever your obstacle is, turn it into an opportunity and choose to shine today.
A lot of bravery to share those things on stage, so thank you. Next we have Miss Wheelchair, Colorado, Amber Burke. Amber hails from Denver, Colorado, and describes herself as resilient, courageous, and caring.
This is Eliza's mother, Marcy, and she is gracious enough to come on stage with me to help me calm my nerves. I was born with spina bifida, and I went to mainstream school, and I was bullied all my life, from people just calling me crippled or tipping my wheelchair over and leaving me. That's not cool. And so I have seen it, and now I am an advocate and I'm an educator. And I see it in schools, and I am so tired of kids hurting themselves or killing themselves or having somebody kill them or hurt them just because something is different about them. Everybody is different, no matter what anybody says. Everybody has a disability. Sometimes it's just not known. And so my goal as Miss Wheelchair America is to go in schools and educate and empower children who are bullied and the bullies to understand why they do the things they do. And so I learned that 49 states do have legislation for anti-bullying, which means to me that things still need to be done. And so if I am chosen Miss Wheelchair America, I will be in schools teaching disabled and able-bodied children and friends and family and anybody who wants to listen about anti-bullying. The recent anti-bullying that I have a best friend, and she doesn't see my wheelchair. She sees me. And we went to school together, and she's popular, and her friends didn't like me. Well, she would always put her arms around me and then just let her friends know that I'm just in a wheelchair. That's how I get around. My brain is awesome, but my legs don't work, so I use a really pink wheelchair to get around. Thank you very much.
I think she just wanted to show off her pink wheelchair. Can I just go around? Next, we have Miss Wheelchair California, Kathleen Barajas. Kathleen hails from LA, Los Angeles, California, and describes herself as
Helen Moore, who helped make this event possible. Thank you, Pam. Good evening. The platform topic I have chosen is to improve the way society views individuals with more severe disabilities through acceptance, interaction, and respect. As a person with such a disability, I am often treated as a less than competent person. My disability is cerebral palsy, which causes my limbs to be spastic and my speech difficult to understand at times. I have experienced the entire gamut, from being treated as a child to being spoken to as if I were incompetent and did not understand the business at hand, to being completely ignored as if I were not even present. Granted, there is a flip side of this, when individuals understand about disabilities and treat me appropriately, or if they are not familiar with disabilities, they treat me as any other person. I have also had the unfortunate experience of not being taken seriously as a woman. I find that men are less guilty of this than women, which is encouraging, but also disheartening on the part of my own gender. Why is it so difficult to understand that individuals with disabilities have the same desires and dreams as everyone else? Many individuals with severe disabilities are very educated and have college degrees. Our current Miss Wheelchair America is the perfect example of this. The age-old adage to never judge a book by its cover is a mantra for my platform. With certain types of disabilities, individuals are judged unfairly simply because of the way that their disability forces them to appear. I have found that attitudinal barriers are equally, if not worse, than those of structural. I believe that negative interaction stems from a lack of education on the part of society, and I hope that my platform work will enhance the manner in which society interacts with persons with all types of disabilities. Thank you.
They weren't lying about those tissues, were they?
Up next, we have Miss Wheelchair Arkansas, Tabitha Mayberry. Tabitha hails from Springdale, Arkansas, and describes herself as comical, vivacious, and resourceful. Welcome.
Okay, this is my mother, Brenda. She has always been a constant in my life, and there are not enough thank yous in the world. I appreciate her more than she would ever know. First, I want to thank my fellow contestants for their beautiful and inspiring words. One day, I was traveling to an amusement park with friends. The next, I woke up in a hospital bed. My life forever changed by seeming coincidence. And many moons later, I'm competing for Miss Wheelchair America. To be honest, I felt like I was cursed at times. But I have found strength I had no idea I had. And I love sharing that strength with those who don't yet know their own. As a pediatric speech therapist, I work side by side with PTs, OTs, doctors, teachers, and caregivers. At the heart of it all is the child with disability. What I have learned is that regardless of age, disabled or non-disabled, life takes a boundless reservoir of strength and know-how. Communities need to know how to be accessible and upbuilding. We need to know how to access resources integral to our lives. Another coincidence. The same day, a key bill impacting individuals with disabilities in my home state of Arkansas was passed. I was crowned in Little Rock and had the opportunity to speak to the state legislature before votes were cast. We do have a voice. As Miss Wheelchair America, we can strengthen each other, know how in our communities, and have a voice. Sometimes in life, there are true coincidences, but sometimes it's something greater. Thank you.
Well, last but certainly not least, we have Miss Wheelchair Arizona, Catherine Griffin. Catherine hails from Gilbert, Arizona, and describes herself as articulate, compassionate, and optimistic. Welcome.
First and foremost, I would like to thank one of my caregivers that is more like a family to me, especially since I lost my father in March, and my grandfather. So thank you so much. My platform is to actively engage youth leadership for youth and young adults with disabilities through education and advocacy. In 2008, I had the opportunity to attend my first self-advocacy conference known as Self-Advocates Becoming Empowered. Yes, I did learn a lot, but the phrase, nothing about us without us, is what really hit home. Being the only one under the age of 30 at the time, I asked myself, is there really nothing about us without us, or am I the only one? Am I the only one who knows about advocacy and who can speak up and know that all is well, or am I going to be able to do this in advocacy? Which leads me to the reason why I chose my platform to actively engage youth and young adults with disabilities through education and advocacy. The first reason that I think you should be empowered as an individual is you should be actively engaged. You should show your, if it weren't for my family and the support that I have, and I would also need to have positive self-worth and self-esteem. If I am chosen as Miss Wheelchair America, I will make sure that youth are actively involved, and that I will make sure that everyone, regardless of disability, is created equal. And I will find creative outlets for them to lead in a way that they are passionate about. And I will also tell them that Miss Wheelchair America is not a beauty pageant, but rather a pageant that is built to empower women and celebrate the successes that we all have. Thank you for your time.
What a great way to end. This was such an empowering night. So many amazing women. I want you all to help me give them another round of applause. Not even getting up here and speaking in front of a large crowd. Awesome job, everyone tonight. And please also don't forget to fill out your decision for your favorite speech. Those cards are on your table. Don't forget to fill that out. That winner will be presented with a special award tomorrow night. Now that you've heard all of their platforms, the hard work is done, and I know you can't wait to find out who won the crowd, but unfortunately you're going to have to wait until tomorrow night. So we hope we'll see you then. And on behalf of Miss Wheelchair America program, I want to thank you for joining us this evening for a very